Welcome back to Cut Calisthenics. I'm your host, Spencer Cut, so I wanted to share with you my balance routine. This is just the circuit I've been running to deal with any muscle imbalances that have grown from when I wasn't very active. I do mobility and full body on day 1, and minor stretching and abs on day 2. I try not to take any days off. Now, these circuits will evolve over time, and even as I write this, I've already made adjustments, but we'll get to those in the following weeks. I designed this to hit the entire body as well as focus on key fundamental basics for many higher level calisthenics static moves, as well as general documentation of where I'm starting so I can see the progress in the future. I'll post the full routine in the description if you'd like to follow that. Let's not waste any more time, here's day 1. Sitting toe touches. I don't include my entire mobility routine in this video because I respect the people I purchased it from. If you want the full mobility routine, check out Calisthenics Movement. Week 1 is blue and week 2 is wearing black. It's really cool to see the subtle progress being made side by side. Jefferson curl. I genuinely find my hamstring stretches to be one of the more difficult things to do. However, even just a week apart of every other day stretching can make a difference. The next step would be doing these on a step, reaching past my toes. 3 basic static holds. The hollow body hold is a great foundation exercise that I felt helped balance my core strength and lower back. I usually try to hold statics for at least 30 seconds. However, after having done this movement for a while, extending duration or adding small weights to the legs and arms is the direction I'm heading towards. Next is the plank. Pretty basic. I will most likely start increasing the duration in the future routine because this one is one I'm quite adept at and no longer challenges me. The Superman hold. The Superman hold is a new one for me, and if you feel like your lower back is a weak point, I would highly suggest adopting this hold. I'm trying to strive towards a more banana shape, but with time I'm hopeful that this move becomes easier as my lower back is definitely underdeveloped compared to most of my other muscle groups. Now comes the strength training. We start with the Pike Push-up. I incorporate this because the handstand hold and push-up is the first skill on my list to master, and this is a basic way to build strength leading up to a further progression. When I can do 12 reps with ease, I will continue to the elevated Pike Push-up, which will relieve some of the weight off my legs and load it onto my shoulders. Next is the Pseudo Planche Push-up. This movement places my hands closer to my hips, again loading my shoulders and forcing my upper body to take most of my weight while my legs bear very little. This is a strength building exercise to work towards the full planche, which is distant but obtainable. The short-term goal is to possess enough strength to get my feet off the ground and build straight arm strength and pushing force. Knee raises. I include these separate from the abs routine because it requires an active hang position, back holding stable while my legs and abs try to control any swaying in my movement. This is also killer for grip strength and a prerequisite for the front lever, which is another long-term goal to achieve. I have to make sure my foundation is solid before attempting such feats of strength and control. Leg raises. A step above knee raises, this movement is nearly identical except for the lever on the leg extension increasing. Again, great for grip strength and back activation. It's worth mentioning that some may struggle with this due to hamstring flexibility, so make sure if you want to get those toes all the way to the bar, you consistently work on your hamstring flexibility. The frog stand is a static hold for your arms, back, and shoulders. It is important to take small steps towards the handstand. Doing moves like this and proper wrist stretching is essential, and I will cover these in a dedicated handstand video. In 2018, I would do no warm-ups and go from 0 to 100% of my weight on my wrists. I can still feel that I have most likely done some permanent damage to my right wrist, so do take care and gradually add more weight to your wrist because it's not worth a permanent injury just to show off. Dips are one of my favorite exercises. Chest, tricep, shoulder, and core if you extend your legs. I don't have much trouble with these and should probably move to either a straight bar dip in preparation for the muscle up or shoulder focused dips, which would aid my long-term goal to achieve the planche. But more of that next video. Pull-ups. Now, in 2018, I used to do muscle groups per day, which would have me doing 3 sets of 12 rather than the just 1. And in each set, I would change the distance of my grip. I've only been doing shoulder width or wide grip pull-ups. Perhaps when I'm done this balance routine, I can focus on the 3 variations as well as moving on to either archer pull-ups with a resistance band or explosive pull-ups to prep for the muscle up again. I will dedicate videos to these long-term goals, but I like to document this beginning and cement my foundational skills as solid before tackling more advanced movements. The chin-up. The chin-up is also here back to back with the pull-up because they work slightly different areas of the back and arms. The chin-up focuses more weight on the bicep, which is another one of my weaker points because it often doesn't get a lot of attention in certain compound moves. However, I will make up for that when I tackle straight arm strength and hopefully by the end of the summer, my gymnastics rings, which to date is the best piece of exercise equipment I could ask for. The deadlift. Now most of my friends do their compound weightlifting squat, bench, and deadlift. I unfortunately no longer have the equipment for bench, and I get by with weight vest squats and pistol squats. However, the deadlift is a great weightlifting exercise to balance my body and work my posterior chain. I am of the mindset that weightlifting, in my case, should be used to isolate muscle groups like curls would isolate the bicep. The deadlift is perfect for me because while it hits the entire body, my lower back often gets neglected, so it's perfect to balance the offset. Day 2. Hip flexor exercise. I began doing these to get the ball rolling on achieving the full lotus. It is worth mentioning that I got these exercises from Taekwondo Fitness, where he breaks down these stretches. It is worth mentioning that improperly stretching to achieve the full lotus can cause permanent knee damage, so do take care and do the proper research before attempting it. You should be stretching your hips, not your knees. This abs routine is the exact same as the one I did in my abs video, 30 seconds per exercise. Having been doing this for a little more than a month, every other day, it definitely feels as though I need to either start doing these for a longer duration or add weight where applicable, or complete the whole thing with no breaks, which would be no easy task. A lot of these ground exercises I adopted from past Muay Thai training, and while doing these will give you rock solid abs, it is important to remember abs training alone will not give you a six-pack. The six-pack will depend on your body fat percentage. Exercise alone is not enough. One must exercise and diet correctly to achieve a low body fat percentage. My favorite exercise in the abs routine are probably the plank twist, as it incorporates a diverse lateral movement, and the jackknife because it forces the abs to control both upper and lower regions of the body to get the best activation. Finally, we end things off with the archer squat, which is a great strength and flexibility combo movement. If you saw my morning routine series, you'll know that my pistol squat was quite shaky and needed some reinforcing. Anyway, that wraps up the entire routine excluding the majority of my mobility movements. I'm pretty new to the whole vlogging thing and I'm excited to hone my skills editing, documenting, and filming these comparisons. Thank you so much for watching, and comment on your favorite exercise down below or add something that I'm missing. Hit the like button and subscribe if you like what I'm doing here. I look forward to learning and growing with all of you. I will see you in the next video.